Rani's neighbour in East Ivanhoe for the time that she spends in Melbourne. Max, it's your time to come and say some wonderful things about much loved Auntie Rani.
Thank you very much, Sanjit, and thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to be here. And just to say a few things about Auntie Rani, or as I know her, Chittama. She's a lot of things to a lot of people, but to me and to our family and a lot of our family, she'll always be Chittama, and of course, the professor we know as Chittapa, both very affectionately. I want to start by conveying the apologies of Minister Jenny Macklin. She's really disappointed that she wasn't able to come here. She would have loved to have been here. She's a long-time admirer and friend and neighbour of Chittama and Chittapa, and she sends her apologies. She unfortunately couldn't be here, but she sends her wishes, Chittama, for your 90th birthday celebrations and for the launch of Chittapa's wonderful biography as well. Obviously everyone in the room shares different things with Chittama, and a unique and special relationship I don't think is unique to me insofar as Chittama is concerned, but we share a couple of pretty unique things. And I'll talk briefly about them. The first thing Chittama and I share is a birthday. So Chittama and I were both born on March the 16th. She's a few years ahead of me. Just a few, but often around this time of year, our friendship, our relationship is ignited with a phone call or a birthday card or an encouraging note or something like that. And the other thing we share is actually the prefix on the beginning of our first name. So Chittama, of course, is Jiva Rani, and my first name is actually Jiva Priyan. And most of you will know that Jiva means life. And I think that's fitting for Chittama, because life is really how we know her in our family. There's no better word to describe Chittama's vitality and her resilience and her energy and her excitement and purpose and humour and strength with which she approaches life and she embraces life, than life itself. And it's really that real excitement and passion and zest for life that we all know Chittama so well for, and that, amongst many other reasons, is why we all, certainly in the Eliezer family, in the broader Eliezer family, which, as most of you know, is pretty broad, we really all have a very special and unique place for Chittama in our hearts and in our minds. And so, because of that, we're just so privileged to be here as a family. We're so grateful that so many friends and supporters and family members could be here. Friends of Chittama and Chittapa for so long, and supportive of the amazing work that they do. And Chittama, we really want to, as a family, as an Eliezer clan, just really join together and unite in wishing you a fantastic and a blessed and a God-inspired 90th birthday. There's one other thank you that I actually want to say to Chittama and to Chittapa that we often think about, and I think sometimes in private discussions it's talked about, but it's not often enough acknowledged publicly. And I think on a privileged and a unique and historic occasion like today, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to say this thank you. It's really a sad and a tragic indictment on humankind when a government persecutes an entire race of its own citizens just because of their culture or their race. But as many of us sadly and unfortunately know, that has been the case in Sri Lanka for many years now, and continues to be the case. And when a culture confronts this kind of hardship and challenge, the responsibility calls on leaders of that culture, leaders of families and leaders of communities, to stand up and to begin a healing process, to create opportunities for the downtrodden, to fight for their interests, to install strength, to inspire hope, and to foster pride and heritage and legacy. And that responsibility called loud and clear in the late 70s and the early 80s, as many of you will know. And when it called, Chittama and Chittapa were the first to answer the call. And they answered it with more enthusiasm, with more commitment and devotion and dedication and passion and diligence than you could have ever imagined anyone agitating for a cause. And it really is unspeakable and incredible when we consider, not just as a family, but as a people and as a culture, the incredible work that Chittama and Chittapa did from well before I was born, I'm sure, to well after that, to really influence and shape decisions and to be in the ears of the right people and to campaign and to advocate and to be critical and crucial parts of serious policy decisions and hard-line material decisions that literally meant a second chance for not just our family, but literally tens and thousands of Tamil people that left Sri Lanka for decades now. And that is something that we as a family, and I think we as a culture of expatriate Tamil Sri Lankans that live in Australia, will never forget. At Chittama, we can never repay or thank you or acknowledge enough what you and Chittapa did. All we can do is hope that our lives, our children's lives, and our grandchildren's lives will be worthy of the priceless gift of the second chance of living in Australia that you and Chittapa contributed so wonderfully to giving us. So we join in thanking you for all of that. We thank you for the opportunity to be here and celebrate with you this afternoon. We wish you a blessed, a joyous, God-inspired and a prosperous 90th birthday, and we congratulate you on the launch of Chittapa's incredible biography that I'm sure will continue to change lives into the future. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Max. What a wonderful young man, and it's good to see young people, being committed to life and building up society in that way. Now, it gives me great pleasure to ask everyone to sing Happy Birthday. Now, I have to in fact tell you that we had considered getting the Vienna Boys Choir to come and sing here, but given that they are singers of such fine voice in this room, we decided that they could go and blow bubbles, notwithstanding that they were having some problems with some baggage handlers. Now, the cake, I believe, is being put in front of Auntie Rani. She will cut the cake and say a few words, but before that, I think that we should have